Hello my lovelies, here are your Ascension Oracle Messages for June for the sign of Capricorn. How are you doing? I hope you're all doing well. Energies seem to be bonkers at the moment, ups and downs and highs and lows, and don't know about you, are you sleeping all right? I'd maybe get 3 hours sleep a night if I'm lucky, and then I can sleep for 15. So with some of the readings I've been doing for the other signs, there are themes running through for all of us, and how we actually are dealing with these huge shifts around us at the moment. So I've tuned into your lovely energy, and I've been given a vision, as I have for all the other signs. Now, bear with me, because they've all been very convoluted this for June, but they do make sense. You might have to rewind once or twice just to see where we're coming from. So, originally, the first thing I saw was a movie called Flubber with Robin Williams in it. And he was sort of a mad professor type who had this idea for creating something in his laboratory. But he was thought of as eccentric and wasn't supporting his family. He was told to get a proper job. His experiments kept failing, but he had something within him which was so strong, so focused, that even though externally his life seemed to be falling apart, he just carried on with the experiments, to the point where he'd mixed all of these chemicals, etc., together, and then he sort of gave up and he left his laboratory one night. So during the night, when apparently nothing was going on, all of these chemicals were bubbling and bubbling and bubbling, and they coalesced into or synthesized into a product that he could later utilize, which was this flubber, which is sort of bouncing rubber stuff. Then I was shown another movie, originally a black and white one with Jerry Lewis in it, and then it was remade with Eddie Murphy, and it's called The Wacky Professor. So it goes along similar lines in that someone who is thought of as wacky and square peg round hole, who has this scientific mind or this ability to focus on something that will benefit mankind. And in the original black and white movie with Jerry Lewis, he was a gawky, bespectacled, goofy-toothed guy who had no luck with the ladies, and was rather shy. And he came up with this invention, which was a liquid which he drank, which turned him into this attractive, likeable, clever, well-read, well-spoken character. So it's a little bit of the Jekyll and Hyde thing going on here. And then when it was remade with Eddie Murphy, he started out as this very overweight, obese professor at a university, and he came up with an experiment, which I think they've been working on mice in the laboratory, big fat mice, and they gave them this concoction, and they shrunk down to normal size. So he took it, and he shrunk down to normal size and became this self-assured, attractive guy. So I feel that the theme of this vision for you is, however you have been living your lives, it feels on a deep level you know that you've got something which you can share with others, with mankind, which may change people's lives for the better, but you haven't been supported in this role. People may have labelled you as wacky or irresponsible, and you've been told, get a proper job, stop wasting your time with all these daydreams, etc. But this this goal or this dream is so profound, it's so deep within you, that no matter what your outer circumstances are, you know that it is your life purpose to keep going. Don't give up, keep experimenting, whatever that experiment might be, and allow it to manifest however that shows up in your lives. So whether it is a weight loss product, or it's a bouncing rubber product that has other uses, but also within the Flubber movie with Robin Williams, his love interest somebody else came in and wanted to take her away from him. So he felt helpless and hopeless about it. And so she did show interest in this other person. But long story short, she realised that the other person was rather shallow, and eventually came back to the Robin Williams character. And also in the other, the Wacky Professor movies, again, there was a love interest in the story, but it wasn't for the skinny, self-assured versions of these people. It was for the original characters, the original energies that they were showing to the world. So there's this huge energy running through June, which is about transformation. It's about truth. It's about bringing something to the surface, a part of yourself, the shadow side. Like, as I said, with Jekyll and Hyde, it's exploring that, looking at that, how that sits with you in your life. So have you been the Mr. Hyde? Have you been the skinny version of the Wacky Professor? And looking at whether that you've been wearing a mask, and that isn't the true you, that isn't who you truly are. So the shifts and changes that are occurring, in a way, experimenting on yourself, your higher self, and bringing that to light. So with the planet that rules Capricorn, which is called Saturn. Saturn is retrograde at the moment, and jiggling along with Pluto, which is retrograde at the moment. So there's an awful lot of deep, I call it soul searching, really, having a good look at who you are, how you are living your life. Are you living your life how you would like to be doing so, and what it is you can eject now, get rid of, and let this other stuff come to light. Also, I feel that for some of you, with this huge transformation, this huge shift of energies, you have not been feeling at peace. Maybe contentment has been lacking. So as you step into the like your new body, your new sense of who you are, and all these other things fall away, that's when this feeling of being happy in your own skin starts to embrace you more. So we have some oracle cards for you, and they're all extremely interesting for you. So the first one, which is lovely, is Little Angel card, and it is Synthesis. So there's beautiful rainbow, and the angel's wearing a rainbow robe. So when I looked at this, it said to me, synthesizing things. Synthesis is the bringing together of various commodities or components to form a whole. And also this rainbow energy is to do with your chakra system, your internal organs. And I feel that some of you might have been a bit out of whack with regard to your energies from your waist up and energies from your waist down. So if you've had too much going on in your head, you're not grounded. So this lovely card is saying to me that the rainbow energy, so your chakra system, is coming into balance. So the synthesis of things that have been out of whack, coming back into a sense of balance as you let go of that mask, that old you, how you presented yourself to the world, and you step into alignment with this. I also get the sense with this card that looking at the stories within the those movies, what has been working through you on a very deep level, and you may not necessarily be conscious of it, is that your awareness, your consciousness, your vibration has been moving up and moving up and moving up. So these colours of the rainbow is like celestial, the rays. By that I mean, when we work with certain colours, certain rays, our celestial team come in on certain different rays. So with Archangel Michael, for example, he comes in on the beautiful blue ray. And it is said he has a cloak of midnight blue with a gold lining. Saint Germain, who is an ascended master, he comes in on the silver violet ray. Hilarion, who's another ascended master, he comes in on the green ray, which is the heart energy. So I feel that the synthesis energy here is you opening up to these various higher energies, ascended masters, celestial beings, star family, the part of you that is sort of in the non-physical, and how that now aligns with you in your physical bodies. So the synthesis of your spirit and your soul and your physical bodies, bringing all that into synthesis. So then with your self-mastery card, introspection. Now this makes a lot of sense because Saturn is retrograde, meaning going backwards. It isn't literally, it just appears to be so in the heavens. And Saturn is all to do with our structure, our physical structure, so our skeleton, our teeth, our bones, but also what we've built in life. And when the planets go backwards, it's for us to have a little look at what we've built, what we've experienced, what we've put together and grown in our lives. And having this retrospective or introspective energy around us is to say, oh, I've been doing this for a very long time, and actually I find it very boring now. I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel enthusiasm for it. I'm actually going to stop doing that, and I'm going to start doing something else. So it's a clear out. It's a decluttering of stuff, things around you, some of the structures that you, as I say, have built or manufactured in your life. And okay, they may be, I'm hearing the word unfounded now, that they no longer are stable, they no longer hold the energies for you that you need to move forward in life. So the card of introspection says, as a master, I turn myself within. I see my inner world, rigorously checking my self-inventory. I'm never deceived by myself. I know myself completely. So that says to me, with regard to the different characters in the movies, that they were dissatisfied with, one, how they looked, or how they came across, and so they needed to change that, or felt they needed to change it so drastically, so dramatically, that they shook up everything in their lives and everything around them. But when they saw themselves as these other supposedly perfect characters, it wasn't who they truly were, or who they truly wanted to be. So with this introspection energy of running through June, and I believe Saturn is retrograde until September, October time, see your inner world and checking your self-inventory, and you're never deceived by yourself, and you know yourself completely. So you're getting to meet up with or visit parts of yourself you've never met before or never encountered before. And that can be quite eye-opening. It can be shocking. It can be looking at your belief systems. So if you've been denying a certain part of yourself for a while, and that shows up, it's to say, well, how'd you do? I didn't know you were part of me. Let's have a conversation. See if you feel that that part of you needs to be let go of, or that you can now integrate it or synthesize it into your life using discernment. So it's not just thinking about things, it's feeling it. So if it feels right on the deepest of levels, then it's allowing that conversation to continue and getting to know that part of yourself, so you can have a relationship with yourself. Now there's some as I say, very interesting cards have shown up. So I asked for a card from the romance angels, and this showed up. New love. And it says, a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So yes, I feel for some of you a new physical person either has already arrived or is about to arrive in your life. So will stir your heart energy, your emotions on that very deep level. But I also feel that the work that you do on yourself by ridding yourself of old structures, old belief systems, old ways of loving, old ways of being intimate with someone that will no longer serve you. Once you let go of those, then the energy of a new way of loving will show up. And apart from that, this new love is self-love. So if you haven't had that relationship with yourself, about loving you and everything about you, warts and all as they say, this is what is coming to meet you. However it's going to show up. There's a feeling of whatever shape or size you are, whether you're thought of as eccentric or others think that you should get a proper job, you're doing your proper job. If you feel that the job that you are doing is your proper job and it's your life purpose and it brings you joy and fulfillment, it doesn't matter what anybody else says or feels or criticizes about you or it. Just keep doing it, because it will grow, it will expand, it will blossom into something absolutely amazing. So any of the naysayers, they wouldn't have the guts to do what you're doing. They wouldn't have the stamina or the focus or that sense of purpose. So also when we look at this beautiful card, we have a lovely girl with a gentleman in his chainmail kneeling to her, offering a rose, and he's taking her hand. And there are 3 angels around who are whispering to her. Now, I would say she's not fully convinced yet. Okay, she's not flinging her arms around him. She's got her yoke across her shoulders, carrying her goods to market, it looks like. And so with this knight, or this guy in his chainmail, this says to me that maybe for some of you, the person around you is armoured up. So they've got armour on to prevent them from giving their whole self to you. So with a helmet on, you can't see them, you can't see their face. The chainmail is protecting their heart, so they can't give you their whole heart. So I feel that this, as I say, this may relate to a physical person around you at the moment or coming in, you being discerning as to what it is they are offering you. And if we look at this as how you learn to love yourself, then this person kneeling, whether you're male or female, needs to remove that armour. So we do armour ourselves, we do put up barriers and shield ourselves from being loved, giving love, being intimate with another person. But because you've got these 3 little angels around you, this is how you can tap into that energy of assistance, of guidance, of your higher aspect, angelic energies, helping you through this transformation, this huge change. And that will bring you serenity. So as I said at the beginning, there's a feeling that's, for some of you, you've been so shaken up by energies around you. We can go back 7 years for some of you. That the structure of your life, it felt like it's on quicksand. That your foundations have been wobbling. And for an earth sign like Capricorn, you really do need to feel that your 4 feet, so the goat, are on solid ground, that things are steady. And that's what you're coming into. You're coming into this period of stability, steadiness, sturdiness. But to get there, you need to deconstruct, which is the Pluto energy, deconstruct things in your life that do not have a solid foundation anymore. So it's like if a relationship or a situation around you is built on sand or on a floodplain, then it is not secure, it is not steady, it is not sturdy. And withdrawing yourself from that situation allowing yourself to be guided to a new way of building a life, a new way of putting your 4 feet on the ground, which leads us to the animal card, which is lovely. And this has come up so often in these last few months for various different signs, and I'm delighted it's shown up again, because as I say, with your the energies around you seem to be so disruptive, so up in the air, to have the hummingbird energy brings a softness, brings a sweetness, brings a sense of wherever you find yourself at the moment, you will land, you will come back down to earth, you will have your 4 feet on the ground. And the energy of 4, you've got double energy of 4, 44. So 4 is stability, it's groundedness, it's the 4 legs of a table, it's the 4 legs of the goat, all right? And the goat can climb higher than most animals and is sure-footed, climbing up the mountain. And the mountain represents our ambitions in life, where we are headed. And so to have a double 4, 44, this is a master number. And 44 is the master healer. So by drawing in this lovely solid grounding energy, this is your ability to heal all of those unstable issues in your life and to let them go. And the hummingbird is such a delightful creature, and I love the way the universe works, because there was a documentary about hummingbirds on the TV yesterday, and some people have done some experiments with them, and apparently they have to eat every 30 minutes, so they can't really sleep, otherwise they would just fade away. So what they do is they go into a state of like suspended animation at night time, and the heartbeat slows right down, and they open their beaks and it sounds like a snore. It's a sweet little sound, it's a very high-pitched little squeak. And what the experimenters said was this activity, or lack of activity, with its sort of snoring, as it's coming back out of its sort of sleepy state, it's taking in oxygen to allow its body to come back and its heart to raise its the beat, so that it's able to function again and fly off and go and collect the nectar. So this says to me that for you, if you've been really, really active and you're absolutely tired out, you're exhausted, you don't seem to have any energy, the energy of this hummingbird is with you through June, to allow you to go into that sense of suspended animation. So it's meditation, it's introspection, it's feeling you don't have to rush. There's no need to rush. It's all working out beautifully. And the uniqueness of the hummingbird is the only bird that can fly backwards, forwards, up and down and hover like it's not motionless but just there still. And so wherever you feel you would like to move to, so any emotional mobility around you during June, so you don't actually need to use a huge amount of effort, because you can go in any direction, absolutely any direction. And the exquisite beauty of the hummingbird, its feathers are iridescent. So again, this is like the colours of the rainbow. So if your lives have been rather black and white, this is bringing colour into your lives. This is moving out of routine and actually having fun, because the hummingbird is also about joy. When you see one, they are so beautiful, they're so exquisite. They are really joyful little creatures, and that ignites the joy within you that might have been missing. So the little mini hummingbird card says, embrace what makes you happy. Be joyful, count your blessings, and open yourself to pleasure. So I would say with the whole message of this June for you is, don't give up on your dreams or your goals or your what you feel is your life purpose. Do not allow anyone to diminish you in any shape or form. You have an exquisite gift to share, whether it's just your family and friends and community, or it's wider than that. But because you've got master energy, 44, I feel it's wider. Rest when you need to rest. That's very important. Breathe. Allow yourself to breathe properly, because then that rejuvenates your whole body. Fall in love with yourself, who you truly are. And for some people, they've never known how that feels. So this can be a very exciting time for you to learn how to love yourself, feel that you are loved. And this will also bring you a wonderful sense of serenity, a peacefulness, a tranquility. So even though things around you might be a little bit chaotic and life seems fast for those other people in your life, you can be still amid all of that activity, and then you can move in any direction that you want to. Now on the 3rd of June, there's a new moon in the sign of Gemini. So if there's anything you would like to start, to create, to plant, to launch, that is a very, very good time to do it, because the new moon has an energy about it which is focused. Now Gemini is the twins, so it's a dual energy, and it's like two ones side by side, so it's a portal, it's a gateway. So as we move into this lovely June energy with the new moon right at the beginning of it, this will be an opportunity for you to walk through this portal or this gateway to meet the new you and to get to know the new you, and, as I said earlier on, to feel comfortable in your own skin. So I hope that's been of some help to you, my lovelies. Be gentle with yourselves. It's for some it's quite an upheaval. It's quite a huge shift, a transformation of energies. So if any of you would like to have a private session with me, we can delve more deeply into what's going on in your lives and around you. If you're interested in any of my artwork, all of the details are in the description box below. So I love you and leave you. Thank you for watching, liking. Please subscribe, because that really helps my channel to grow. And I'll see you soon. Lots of love. Bye.